Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome to the channel. This is Malaka Bets. This is going to be a channel for lots of future picks and predictions for a lot of NFL, NBA, NHL, MLB, so on. I'm just going to do it for entertainment. Hopefully you guys can get some good content out of it. And yeah, today we're going to be looking through the Week 1 schedule for the NFL. Week 1 starts in about a month. And yeah, we're going to go through the lines and kind of see where everything's looking at. And yeah, we're going to give some picks and predictions depending on over-unders, live movement, stuff like that. So yeah, let's get into it. So first game, week 1, we got Ravens versus the Chiefs. It is in Arrowhead. Chiefs are -3, over/under at 46. I personally think that this line's pretty accurate. I mean, now to be fair, any day of the week, I'm picking the Chiefs over the Ravens. Now, I'm not saying they win 10 out of 10. I'm saying they win, 6 out of 10, maybe 7 out of 10. I think the Chiefs are the better team. I think they arguably actually got better this past offseason. Xavier Worthy is going to be a good addition at wide receiver. I don't know what's going to happen with the Rashee Rice incident and all of that, but I understand why the Chiefs are favored here. They're also in Arrowhead, very hard stadium to play at, of course. But Ravens they're coming in for revenge though. I do like the Ravens this year. I love the addition of Derrick Henry at running back. I think that was a great addition that they needed, and future for them this season. Let's just see if they don't get injury prone, and if so, maybe they can make another run and maybe make it better this year. But week 1, I am probably going to lead in the Ravens here. Chiefs are coming off the Super Bowl win. Super Bowl slump. That is a thing, and I know it is an Arrowhead, big game, but I think 3 points is enough value to take the Ravens. I would maybe even buy it to +3.5. I think Chiefs money line could be a decent play, but 3.5 Ravens revenge game. I don't hate that. Over under 46. It's a weird line to me. I think it could go either way. I would probably stay away personally, but yeah, I'd probably go Ravens +3 here, just because there's extra value. They want that revenge. It's week 1. They're going to come in hot. So yeah, I don't hate the Ravens +3, but I also understand if you are on the Chiefs for that game. Moving on, we got Packers versus the Eagles. This is the Brazil game, so both teams are not at home. This is a 7 o'clock. I think it's a Friday game, if I remember correctly. I think this is going to be a phenomenal game. We got Phillies -2 here, over under 48.5. I personally am going to lean the Packers in this one. I like the Packers a lot this year. I love the addition that they made for their running game this year. I think that's going to help them way more than people think. I know people think it was a nice change and they like the move, but I don't think people realize how unbelievably good that running back move is going to be for them. Jordan Love, of course, just got paid. I think it was a 4-year, $240 million. But I love Jordan Love. I loved what I saw from him last year. No pun intended. But yeah, Jordan Love, great quarterback. I mean, he did sit for a while, and then finally got his chance, and I mean, he showed up. That's all they can really ask for. It is hard to see a quarterback get paid that much after 1 year, but I also get it. Like you got to pay the man. He brought you to the playoffs. He won a playoff game for you over the Cowboys, who a lot of people saw no way they were going to lose that game, and they got stomped. So I do like the Packers +2 here, especially since it's a neutral site. No major advantage for either team. Over under 48.5. I would I would probably lean the under in this. I think it is a little high. Um, I don't know how the stadium impact's going to be in Brazil. I think I can't really say much on that, but definitely like the Packers here at +2. I think the money line's probably got pretty good value. But yeah, I'm definitely leaning the Packers in this game, and yeah, let's move. All right, so we got the Cardinals at the Buffalo Bills. This is one of the first games. noon on the first week of NFL Sunday. We have the Bills minus 6.5, over under 48. I personally love the Cardinals in the spot. It's week one. Week one games are always a little closer than people think. You know, they see teams that were bad the past year and teams that were good the year before, and they're like, oh, they should totally beat them, whatever. I don't. I think 6.5 is way too much for this game. Now it is in Buffalo. I get it, big stadium, big fans, but you know we're still towards the summertime. You know that cold isn't coming into an effect. I get it. The home crowd's going to be large there, and they're going to be going all out. But this Cardinals team is coming off a crappy season where they had Kyler Murray injured for most of it, and the year before he came back and he actually played pretty well. I know the record didn't show for it, but you know the remaining 8 games I think that he played, I think he won at least 3 or 4. You know that's half of them. With a debatably way worse roster, I think Marvin Harrison Jr. First round pick by them was phenomenal. I think he's going to be unbelievably outstanding. I know a lot of people do. I know that's not like some crazy hot take, but Kyler Murray coming back, you know, I don't know what to expect of him yet. I expect a lot better. You know, I still have high hopes for him. But yeah, I think 6.5 in a week one matchup. I get it, they're at home, but I think that's way too much. I think you could totally buy it to 7, maybe even 7.5 to be safe. I love taking the points for the Cardinals. I mean, maybe you could sprinkle the money line, but you know, Bills at home week one. That's a hard money line to go against. But yeah, I think Cardinals plus 6.5, maybe plus 7. I think that's definitely the choice in this game for me. Over under 48. I don't know where I lean on this. I need to see where this Buffalo offense is going to look. I mean, of course, they still have Josh Allen, great quarterback. There's nothing to say too bad against him, except he has a big turnover problem. I'll probably talk about that many times this year. But you know, they did lose Diggs. They lost some work in their offense for sure. So I don't know how that offense is going to look. Now, to be fair, Cardinals last year had a horrible defense, and mainly horrible in the running defense. But I know they did step it up and make some changes this offseason with that. So I would probably stick away with the over/under. If I had to lean it, I would probably, I'd probably go over actually. Just because I could see one of these teams totally balling out week one. But yeah, I would definitely go Cardinals with the points for sure in this week one matchup. Panthers at the Saints, 12 o'clock Central Time. Yeah, this game is not a fun one. We got the Saints minus 4.5 here, over under 40. This game, you know, I'm a big NFL fan. I pretty much watch every game. This one is going to be hard for me to watch. I will say that. Saints minus 4.5. I kind of like the points for the Saints here. You know, I don't think the Saints are a phenomenal team. They had a weird offseason. You know, not too much going on. They're gonna be getting some players back for sure though. That will help them. And the Panthers, man, I don't really see where they're gonna be going here with Bryce. You know, I know Bryce was a rookie last year. He had a horrible team around him, but I mean that was one of the worst rookie performances I've seen in a while. And then you know, nothing too much against Bryce. I get it. Young team, brand new. He had no options. Horrible defense. Horrible line. Like I get it, but I mean just the stats he put up and watching him play. I mean it's gonna at least be another struggle this year, if not forever for Bryce Young and the Panthers here. But yeah, I think 4.5's not too much. You know, it is divisional. But I will also favor Saints being at home week one. Over under 40. I'd probably go under just because I don't see the Panthers scoring much at all. You know, the Saints defense, though, a lot of people are still kind of hyped around it a little bit, but I mean, they're getting old. I mean, it's not the same defense they had, you know, 2-3 years ago whatsoever. But I could see this being, you know, a 20 or 24 to like 10. You know, which would definitely hit the under. So I'd probably go to under here, but I would definitely go Saints minus 4.5 and yeah, maybe you can parlay the two of those together. But yeah, I think there's some decent value in this game, even though it's not a fun watch for most of us. Texans at the Colts. Texans are -2, over under 48. This is a weird game for me. Now, I say it's a weird game because first glance, I'm asking why are the Texans only -2? I understand the Colts aren't bad. I actually think they'll have a decent year. I think they'll probably go, 9-8, somewhere between 8-9 and 10-7. I know that's probably a little higher for um, my standards compared to other people. But they're not a horrible team. They're really not. And the Texans, though, I mean, we saw a phenomenal year last year coming from C.J. Stroud in his rookie year, and there was a lot of good moves made by this team the past couple years, and they've put themselves in a great spot. Coaching's phenomenal. Quarterback play is phenomenal. They just got Diggs from the Buffalo Bills. Their offense is going to be running it this year. And not only that, but their defense was sneakily good last year. I know a lot of people towards the end definitely saw it, but this Texans team's good. I mean, they're a real competitor right now. And first glance, -2 is it's not enough points for the Colts for me to lean the Colts. I got to take the Texans -2 here. I know a lot of people are going to be on that, and it kind of feels like a sketchy game, but with this low of a line, I know it's in Indianapolis, but I can't not take the Texans -2 here. Over under 48, I would possibly lean the over here. That would be kind of if I had to pick, I'd pick the over, but definitely Texans -2. I mean, I know a lot of people are going to be it. It's going to be a popular play, but yeah, this least amount of points on this hot of a team, I can't skip it. But yeah, definitely Texans -2. All right, moving on. We got the Jags at the Dolphins. This is an interesting game. I'm going to take the Dolphins down -3. I'm not huge on the Jags this year. They've just been a weird team past couple of years. And I'm not saying they're a bad team. I think they're a good team, but I think they're very average at best. Dolphins are going to be good, though. Same thing as last year. Everyone was high on the Dolphins, and as they should be. Offense is nuts. Got like the fastest offense in the entire world. Mike McDaniel, I love the dude. I think he's a phenomenal coach. It seems like the Dolphins, recently, I hope this isn't the case, but it seems like they're going to kind of turn into that regular season Cowboys menace where, everyone gets super hype on them every year because they look super good, but then come playoff time, I mean, who knows what's going to happen, right? But this is the regular season. This is week 1. I love the Dolphins -3 here. I'm sure it's a pretty popular pick too, but, it's probably popular for a reason. Over under 48.5. I'd probably lean the over. I don't know. It's kind of a weird game. I would probably stay away just because I don't know what the Jags are going to look like on offense. But I would definitely lean Dolphins -3 here for sure. Vikings at the Giants. 12 o'clock Central Time. We got Vikings -1.5, over under 41. I personally love the Vikings in this spot. I know a lot of people are interested to see how the J.J. McCarthy stuff turns out. I mean, clearly, I would be shocked if he starts week 1. I'm pretty sure he won't. But, that Vikings team is going up against, a Giants team with no one. I mean, they've got Danny Dimes at quarterback with 0 offensive weapons. Just their overall offense is horrible. I mean, honestly, their defense, in my opinion, is arguably close to that as well. I know a lot of people won't agree with that, but this Viking team, it has some talent for sure. We've seen their receiving core; it's nuts. You can stick anyone there in quarterback, and they can make some plays, right? So I'm gonna definitely lean the Vikings here. I don't hate the over just because I don't love both teams' defenses, but at the same time, I mean, I don't know how this Giants team is going to look on offense at all. I'm sticking away from most over-unders week 1. I think they're very trappy, but I think Vikings -1.5 is a great value here. coming into this Week 1 matchup. I know it is in New York, but I mean, who really cares? I think the Vikings can totally win this game. Yeah, -1.5, definitely the pick here. Moving on, we got the Patriots at the Bengals, 12 o'clock Central. Bengals -9.5, over under 42. It's a weird game here. It's a weird game. I've been trying to look. I don't know what the Patriots are going to do in the sense of, like, I haven't heard anything on is Drake May starting, or are they going to go with someone else week 1 and maybe first couple of weeks? Are they even going to play Drake May this year? I have no clue how that's going to look. But this Patriots team they're not as bad on paper as most people think. I mean, yes, when you look at paper, they look like dog shit, but that doesn't mean, they're as bad as most people say. Now the Bengals, I am somewhat high on this year, and that's me coming from a Browns fan. I do like the Bengals this year. I think if they stay healthy, I think they're a scary team still. 9.5 points is a lot. I'm personally probably gonna stay away from this game. I don't love it. I can understand arguments on both sides. Same with the over/under here. I mean, mainly because I don't know exactly what to expect in this game. I'm probably not touching this game at all. If I had to lean aside, I'd maybe take the Bengals just because I don't think the Patriots know what they're even going to do week 1. Joe Burrow's coming off injury, and I think he's ready to play. But that would be my lean here. But definitely no for sure pick in this game. That's for sure. Moving on, we got the Steelers at the Falcons. Falcons -2, 42.5. I think this was one of the last 12 o'clock Central Time games. I love the value in the Steelers this week. It's hard because, with the Steelers being so questionable at quarterback right now and not really knowing how their offense is fully going to flow, it scares me a little bit. I understand Falcons -2. I get it, especially in Atlanta. Kirk Cousins coming out first time. Everyone's going to be super pumped, super excited because they finally got a quarterback, right? Desmond Ridder is horrible. Horrible, horrible, horrible. Nothing more to say on that. Kirk Cousins, great addition. Did they pay him a lot? Yeah. Did he deserve it? Somewhat, in the sense of it's hard. He just tore his Achilles. You never know how that's going to return. Don't get me wrong, I love this Falcons team this year, but I don't know if the Falcons offense is going to be ready for a defense like the Steelers. I could see this game literally ending, 13-10, Steelers win. I do love the under in this game because I think both offenses are brand new. They're going to have to figure out some stuff before they can really get into action. Definitely lean the under in this game. But yeah, I think I would take the Steelers with the points here. You can maybe even buy it to 3. I like that too. But yeah, definitely the under, but definitely leaning the Steelers here as well. All right, next game we got Titans at the Bears, 12 o'clock Central. Bears -4.5, over under 43.5 here. This game's weird to me. I got two teams that are very unknown in my opinion, in the sense of, we all have our certain expectations for these teams, but we have no clue how they're going to look. I want to say, Bears -4.5. That should be free. Titans are in a rebuild. They just lost Derrick Henry. Who knows how Will Levis is going to look. So be it. Bears just got Caleb Williams. They're super hyped up. They got Keenan Allen, DJ Moore, Roman Dunze. I mean, they're stacked on offense. But again, it's week 1. They're going to have to get things figured out. I think I still lean the Bears here. Mainly because I'm just looking at that Titans roster and I'm like, I genuinely have no idea what they're doing. And I know they're rebuilding. I'm not dogging on them like that. I don't really know what to expect from their offense this year. And I think the Bears, I know they're super hyped up right now, but it is for good reason. They have insane weapons. They got DeAndre Swift at running back. They built up their own line a little bit. Defense is going to be a little shaky though. That is going to be hard for them, but if Caleb shows up week one and he's ready to play, I'm not saying he has an outstanding performance, but if he shows up, I could see them covering this 4.5. I'll probably stay away from it still, just because I want to see this Bears team first before I say anything about them. But I'll lean Bears 4.5 here for sure. All right, moving on to the 3 o'clock Central Times game. We got the Broncos at the Seahawks. Seahawks minus 5.5 over under 42. This is a weird game for me. I know a lot of people are questioning how Geno's going to look this year. People also questioning what the hell are the Broncos doing, right? Recently they just lost Jerry Jeudy this offseason as well. I don't know what exactly they're going to be doing for targets and, what their offense will look like. Defense on paper is supposed to be good, but, we saw last year there's a couple times they just got waxed. And, don't get me wrong, there's some good teams out there for sure, but, yeah, it's a weird game for me. I do like the Seahawks roster though. I love a lot about it, but 5.5 in a week one is just a little weird to me. I'm probably gonna stay away from this game. I don't really want to touch it. I know it is in Seattle. That is kind of a nice boost if you're leaning towards the Seahawks, but yeah, this game I don't have much for them. I got to see both teams first. It's a weird matchup here, but yeah, I'd personally probably stay away from this, but I don't hate either side for sure. Moving on, we got the Raiders at the Chargers. Another 3 o'clock. Chargers minus 3 over under 43. This is another weird game for me. I want to take this Chargers team, and I actually might take them week one. Herbert's healthy again. I know they did lose Mike Williams and Keenan Allen, and it's in the sense of you look at and Austin Eckler. Now that I think about it, their offense is at a pretty major rebuild right now. But with that being said, you got a good quarterback, you got new coaching. You are at home week one, and I think their defense can probably get it done. This Raiders offense is a hard one to watch at times, and especially after losing Josh Jacobs in the offseason, I think it's a big hit to them, and I don't really know what they're looking forward to doing this season. I know they're in a rebuild as well, but I think this Chargers team actually could probably get a couple more wins than most people think this year. I'm not saying they're super playoff contenders or anything, but I do somewhat like the Chargers this year. -3 is a weird number, but I think week one I might look at it, but definitely not a super confident pick. But yeah, I'd probably lead Chargers -3 here. Over under, I'm definitely not touching it, but yeah. Moving on, we got Cowboys at the Cleveland Browns. Now, this is going to be a big game. A lot of people are going to have a lot to say about this game for sure. I am a Cleveland Browns fan, so it is hard for me to not talk this team up. But week one, I am taking the Browns. Shocking. Reason being, though, we're at home. The Browns are an insanely good home team. We saw it all last few seasons. We play really good at home, and that's nothing against the Cowboys at all. But yeah, we're a home team at heart. A lot of people are questioning, how's Deshaun going to look? Is he going to be back? Is he going to be ready? People are doubting him, and I'm not saying I'm not doubting him. But when you look, statistically and stuff like that, when he played last season, for however many games it was not that many. We went through 5 quarterbacks. I think it was like 6 games. He won 5 out of 6. Now, I'm not saying he wasn't carried by our defense in a couple of those or whatever, but, he showed out and he did what he needed to do. And I think that's what he can do against the Cowboys, especially with all the contract stuff going on with them. I don't know if they're going to be in the right mind moving into the season here. And I do like this Cowboys roster. I think they'll be good again. I'm sure they'll go at least 10-7, probably 11-6. But yeah, Cowboys away in Cleveland first game. I'm taking Cleveland with the -2 here. I know a lot of people probably won't like it, but yeah, we're a home team, and as we know from past seasons, the Cowboys they don't beat good teams. It's just that simple. You look at every team they played last year. They waxed teams by 30, 40 points, but it was like the Commanders and the Giants. The moment they played a good team, like the 49ers game, they just got waxed, and it wasn't even a game. Now, I'm not saying that they can't compete in that, but yeah, I think here it's got to be the Browns for me. Moving on, we got the Commanders at the Bucks. Another 325, Bucks minus 3.5. Over under 41.5. This is a weird game for me. I'm actually somewhat confident in both of these teams this year. I don't know if the Bucks will be as good as they did last year, especially beating the Eagles first round. I think that was a big upset for most people. But I think they'll be good again. I think Baker did a great job, and I think he'll come back in confident again. And I know this Commanders team's rebuilding, but they made some decent additions for sure. Austin Eckler is going to help a lot with that run game. They got Jaden Daniels now. Boomer bust, we don't know yet. I'll have to have more info coming to these next weeks, but week one's hard for me. I would probably lean the Bucks here, just because it's rookie quarterback coming in for the Commanders. I don't know if their offense will fully have it ready yet. Over under, I would almost lean the over actually here. I can see it being somewhat high scoring, but I think I've got to lean the Bucks 3.5 here. They're a more veteran team in terms of Baker had a full season this past year with them, and they looked well. They won a playoff game. I think the chemistry's there. I'm not saying they're some crazy team, but yeah, week one I'm gonna be taking the Bucks probably. We got the Rams versus the Lions in Detroit. Lions minus 3.5. Over under 51. It is a high over under here, but I get it. I get it. People like the narrative of Goff versus Stafford. I get it. Both super powered offenses. Lions way more for sure, but Lions minus 3.5. It's a weird line for me. I think I do like the Lions to win this game. I don't know if I like 3.5. It is a small enough number where I could probably convince myself to take it, but this Ram team's good. They're a little underrated, or I wouldn't even call it underrated. I think they're a team that could win any week in my opinion. I'm not saying that they're the Chiefs where they can stop any team anytime they want. But the Rams are good. They're a good team, good on offense and defense. We had a great season out of Puka Nacua last year. That was super fun to watch, and Kyron Williams is a beast. I could see him putting up a lot of yards this game, but I think I gotta lean Lions in Detroit week one. It's just this team is coming off such a high last year, and I think they're pissed, and I think they're ready to come back. I think later down the line, if this was a different week, I'd maybe lean the Rams here, but week one, I gotta take the Lions here. Last game of the week here, we got the Jets at the 49ers. This is a weird game for me. I don't know what to expect out of the Jets. I know they have a phenomenal defense. Their upgrade to offense is good too. You got Garrett Wilson, you got Brees Hall, and you got Aaron Rodgers coming back. Now, we don't know what Aaron Rodgers is going to look like. I'd love to say, he's gonna come in, he's gonna be fresh. I know he's old, but he's gonna look like the old Aaron. But yeah, I can't pick that now. I think if I had to lean aside, I'd probably take the 49ers at -5. But part of me also is like, why not just Jets money line here? I think it's good value. I think the Jets can definitely hold it to a close game with their defense, and if Rodgers shows up, I mean, you never know what can happen. It's a weird game though. I would probably take the under if I had to pick. It's a weird game. I can understand both sides of plus or -5. I do think it's a decent amount of points though for primetime first week Monday Night Football, but yeah, this is a weird one. I think you can go either way on it. But yeah, if you guys did enjoy my week one predictions, make sure to leave a like. I would appreciate it, and we'll definitely be doing the upcoming weeks and some future bets and some parlays coming soon. So yeah, appreciate it, guys, and take care.